feel. All right. Let's do it.
I'm trying to be a parent, but I gotta run an errand. I promise when I'm back, I'ma feed my kid a carrot. Damn, this stuff is tough, man, I thought it was inherent. I'm trying to be a parent. I'm trying to be a parent. Sometimes you gotta drink, cause that shit can be kinda stressful. Sometimes you hit the plug, cause that green will help you rest, yo. You know your ass be slacking when you gotta look up things on YouTube. Like, bro, how you wipe your baby boo-boo? Now welcome to the podcast.
What do you do if your baby doesn't boo-boo?
Who you know got it like the King's family. Amanda and Sean is the name G. Yeah.
Now welcome to the podcast. Trying to parent
and make pops laugh.
Who you know got it like the King's family.
Amanda and Sean is the name G.
Yeah.
He's all right. You don't know I'm singing the song. No, it's okay.
She's like, wait, do you call me? You need me?
I know.
Want me to lick the baby's head?
Because, of course, he is on the boob.
Yes. Welcome back, folks. Episode 60.
Wow.
Sorry about not doing a podcast last week.
Super Bowl Sunday, y'all understand?
Yeah, it was a Super Bowl. And, yeah, just a busy day. But let's start with last week's information. So if you're not aware, which the four of you are that listen to this, thanks, Mom. This is the Trying to Parent podcast. As always, we're your hosts, and we have a son now. So let's hop into it. What happened last week? I know we had talked about us planning on getting ready to go to Merida to do his passport stuff. That's where we get his American passport at.
Yeah.
But before that, what did we do?
Oh, so that morning, actually, we had his 1 month checkup.
Yep, Wednesday.
Yeah, it was a couple days early. It was like on his 4-week mark, but not so like it was on the 9th or whatever. 8th.
Let's talk about how you guys discuss days.
Oh.
So, in my mind, when you count 1 month from something, you're counting 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. That's 4 weeks, 28 days.
But 28 days doesn't equal 1 month.
But it's 4 weeks.
Who says 4 weeks is 1 month?
I mean, February.
The 1 out of 12?
The most important month of the year.
So I count it as if you're born on the 1st, your 1 month is on the 1st. Or if you're born on the 17th, your 1 month is the next 17th, which may or may not be 30 or 31 days or 28 days.
But I tell people he's 4 weeks old because at that point in time, he's 4 weeks old. And if they interpret that, if somebody told me, oh, your baby's 4 weeks old, I'd be like, in my head, I automatically think he's a month.
Yeah. But if you're counting towards the days, it depends how specific you're trying to be, I guess.
So, it's a little argument about that.
I'm like, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah. And honestly, I'm doing it right because if you count 28 days, 4 weeks, again, if I were to tell you, hey, we're about to go on a vacation in 4 weeks, you're like, sweet, only a month till the vacation. If I was like, hey, 31 days, you'd be like, all right, well, that's like 4.5 weeks until the vacation.
That's how I feel you do it. I'm like, you're like 28 days. I'm like, I don't want to count 28 days. Just even the way that we count 4 weeks is different from each other by 1 day because you count the day up. You count day 0.
I count the day he was born. When he was born on the 11th. This is like the argument they had on Get Up with the 0 day of like Christ, like before
0 year
AD and BC and AD, where they're like, well, is there a 0 year? There was not a 0 year. Just like there's not a 0 day. If he's born on the 11th, he's 1 day old. We're not talking about hours. It's not like, all right, well, we have to wait until
after the 24-hour. So he's less than 1 day old on the day he was born. So
yeah, but what are you going to say? He's 0 days old right now? That's not how you would say it. He was born today, so he's 1 day old today. It's his first day. But
it hasn't been a day yet. A day would have been.
No, I get what you're saying. Yes, a 24-hour period. That's like saying 31 days is a month when, you know.
That's why you just go by the day.
So anyways.
Yeah.
I counted the 11th as the day he was born, especially because he was born at like
3 a.m.
3 a.m. So I counted that, and then 27 extra days,
Which would have been
which made him 28 days, which was
even shorter than the 11th.
yeah,
It was
definitely
like
shorter than the 11th.
6th. You're saying, I don't know. So these
So
are
you
the
see our
discussions.
you see our problems
we don't have
here.
arguments. We talk about the way
Yeah.
Sean counts
You
things wrong.
count wrong, Amanda. So let us know. Do you think 4 weeks is a month, or is 31 days a month?
Oh, not 31 days. It's the day of the 11th to the 11th, no matter how many days that is.
It could be 67 days. That's a month. It's a month. It's 1 month old today. Well, I digress.
Anyway.
So we went to his 16-year checkup with our pediatrician,
Yeah.
and apparently he's doing good. They checked him, everything. What all did they check?
So,
Gained some weight, a little bit of weight.
yeah, but he didn't gain as much weight as
He's
they
a skinny
wanted
guy.
him to. Yeah.
Skinny guy.
So technically because like when babies are born, their birth weight, and then within
They
the first
lose-
week they lose weight.
About up to 10% of
Yeah.
their body weight. He lost 6%.
Yeah.
So he came back in. She factored the weight. I was like, hey, don't forget. He lost weight.
Yeah.
So go from that to what he gained back, because she was going from his birth weight, which she's like, he hasn't gained that much weight. I'm like, no. He has. You're not counting the 6% he lost.
Yeah. So he gained about 300 grams from his lowest point and 90 grams from his birth weight, which I don't know what any of that
Which
means.
is super easy to calculate out here because, we always count in grams back in the States. So unless I'm
And
bagging up Coke or something.
yeah, how much per gram? Yeah, so she's like, technically we want him to gain 500 grams. It's nothing I'm worrying about, but
Because she did other measurements as well, right?
yeah, she was like, he's getting taller, so
Yeah, she's like,
he's growing.
She showed us these charts, and she's like, well, he's good here. He's good on this chart. He's good on just this chart. He's not good on the weight.
He's just
he's just-
little bit,
He's a skinny guy, like I said.
yeah.
Long, lengthy. It's going to be a problem for a long time, buddy. Not going to be no Victor Wembanyama, but no 7'6", 118 pounds. But,
Yeah.
you'll be long and skinny for a while.
So she's like, if you're pumping, give him a bottle after, give him like an extra ounce or two after he eats from your breast, and just see if he'll take more.
Yeah, she suggested bringing in some formula into the mix.
Yeah, or just, some type of bottle. I mean, maybe not necessarily. I don't know if did she recommend the.
I think she did. Who else would we have got that from? Because I think she's like,
I think
hey, just to get more. But she's like, also continue to pump.
Yeah, continue.
Start producing more.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you have done over these last 2 weeks. I mean, you were getting really dribbles at the beginning when you
Yeah.
first started.
Now I'm still not where I want to be, but I'm progressively getting better, which they say, it takes a couple days for your body to get the message to produce more. So it's not an overnight thing. But I'm getting about an ounce at a time now. So, which is way better, because that was kind of like what I was getting in a day in the beginning. And now I'm getting like 3 to 4 ounces a day, which still isn't shit compared to a lot of people, but it's progress for me, and I'm proud about it. And
Some people's tits don't give them milk. So,
yeah, so I did get some formula to supplement.
And how do you come across the type of formula that you get? Because I know there's so many types out there. And ideally what you want to be giving your baby is, I don't even know what formula is. It's like supposed to be some vitamins and nutrients in like a dry milk form.
Yeah, essentially like a dry whey, casein, protein.
Toss any protein mix in there.
Right? And then, some have like lactose. There's like lactose free or low and all that stuff, because a lot of babies have cow milk allergies.
Yeah, because she did tell you that you should cut back on, I don't know if she told us this
Dairy.
this last time or the
The
first
first
time around.
time,
First time around
yeah.
that you should cut back on dairy, because it's only going to add
make him gassy.
Yeah, mucusy type of. Even though the dairy out here, at least the type that we were using before, is so much different than the dairy in the U.S.
Yeah.
Like you drink milk. I used to, when I was a child, drink more of like 2% milk, I think was the thing that we used.
Mm-hmm.
Even after that, you're like, there's definitely a cheesy type taste in my mouth, residue, where the milk out here, quite a bit different.
Hey, what are you doing, buddy?
But, so yeah, you've been cutting back on that type of stuff. Let's see, what else did she suggest? He hadn't pooped in quite some time, and it had been pretty fussy for like a while. Nothing like colic or anything, but
no. But I also read, so that was about the 4-week mark. That's when babies go through their first. It's called a leap, and it's basically like a growth milestone. So they get like real fussy. 4 weeks, and then 6 weeks is another.
I remember growing and my bones hurting.
Yeah, so. 4 weeks, 6 weeks, and then I don't know when the next one is, but yeah, it's like all over in my Facebook groups of like, my baby all of a sudden won't sleep in its bassinet and it has to be held all the time, and everyone's like, yep, just wait a couple of days. Yeah. Are you at the between 4 and 5 weeks? Yeah, just wait a couple days. I can't remember
what we talked about last time, but he doesn't like being swaddled anymore.
It's so weird.
Which is funny because, like, if I'm feeding him the bottle or something, because his arms and stuff, they just do things.
They're so fucking long, too.
You put the binky in his mouth, and his arms will, like, or his hands and stuff will just try and, like, take it out of his mouth, even though he wants the binky in his mouth. Mm-hmm. The hands are just like, I don't know what to do. And he starts grabbing his face and stuff, and constantly been cutting his little fingernails because they seem to be growing very fast, and he likes to scratch his face. Like, he holds when he's really doing anything, but when he's trying to suck his thumb.
We're getting crazy over here,
getting
buddy.
Wild, buddy. Oh, there go those arms, those crazy arms.
Those crazy arms are hitting the mic.
But what I like to do when I feed him is take his little arms and just grab him with both his little arms with my hand and just hold them, because he feels a little bit more. You think that's going to be good for you?
I don't know.
A little bit more secure. Because again, they just like do their own thing. They have like a mind of their own. You okay? So, yeah, if I just hold his little hands while he feeds.
I'm going to switch here.
Alrighty. Switching up the old boob. I think that tends to work out a little better. Oh, we get a snorty. And there's the other boob for you, buddy. Look at that. Boom. Fantastic. This is not a good spot for you to walk over here, Nina. Nope. There's nowhere to go.
And I'm back. Okay.
Look at that. You're just pushing all this stuff. Yeah. See, there's a cord right there in your face now. See, I don't know where you go.
Speaking of Nina, I feel like she's getting way more chill with him.
Yeah, she's understanding that.
It's not a toy.
Yep. And it's a little infant person that's very not tough. And you got some crusties in your ear, girl. Ooh. God. No, don't lick my finger. So anyways, he's definitely been feeding a lot. Man likes to eat. He still doesn't sleep as much as I think they say a normal baby sleeps. But
during the day. He sleeps good at night.
Yeah.
Knock on wood, man.
This is real wood right here.
He gets 4 hours and then...
Chunks.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
And then he'll eat, and then I'll get like another between 2 and 4 hours again.
Yeah. So pretty solid. Yeah, I remember telling one of the guys at the beach that, and he's like, oh, man, count your blessings.
Yeah. I feel very lucky because you know how much Mommy went from 9 hours straight all until the day he was born to
every few,
the first week was rough because he wanted to be held constantly.
Mm-hmm.
But then once I figured out his safe co-sleeping arrangement that I'm more comfortable with.
Yeah, man. I tell you, whatever works.
Yep.
Whatever works. So back to the pediatrician, because we were there and we're like, hey, he hasn't pooped, and at that point in time it was like 8 days. Mm-hmm. And of course we didn't really know, like, hey, is that normal? We had looked some stuff up, and our friends were telling us, like, man, every time our baby feeds, he poops. Like,
Yeah.
okay, well,
Which is crazy.
you know, that seems like a lot. He was peeing a lot, which was good. And he had pooped before, so we knew his little, you know,
His sphincter
intestines
works.
were working and whatnot. But we let her know that, and she's like, oh, you know what? Like, we could do a little suppository.
Yeah, she's like, it's not the end of the world, but ideally I would like to see once a week, you know. So if it's been a week and he hasn't, then let's do a suppository. I'm going to give him one right now.
Because remember, we were doing those little fart poop shoot things.
Oh, yeah, the Wendy's. The butt whistles. There you go.
Well, you just fell off the boob. Oh, yeah, too much at once? Okay. So
Your booby has a pillow. Okay.
she gave him the little suppository thing, and apparently you leave it in their butt.
Yeah.
She put the diaper back on, and then we're like, all right. She's like, it'll just happen. Hopefully here soon. So we're like, perfect. So we went home, we got our stuff together, and then we left.
Yeah, he had to poop at, like, by the time we got home. So it was like 15 minutes, because I remember I was texting my mom.
Did
he had one within 15 minutes, and then we
I thought
left.
He didn't poop until he pooped in the car.
That was the second one.
That was the second poop.
Yeah.
Because he had a lot of poop in there. It was, you know, a week's worth at least.
Yep. So he pooped twice. So we had to pull over.
Yeah, he pooped on the way to Merida, which was good.
Yeah. It's like, good job, buddy.
So yeah, we had booked the Airbnb in Merida, and the idea was go out there, get his passport stuff taken care of at the U.S. Embassy, because we have to go to Cancun to do the Mexican one.
Yep.
Merida was about 3.5 hours away. It's just on the other side of, we're on like the peninsula here. We're down at the bottom on the Caribbean side, the beautiful water. And Merida is on the top side,
Yeah.
which
The north side.
we were like, oh, we've heard great things about this. You know, you're going to knock off your coconut water. Heard great things about this. You know, maybe this could be a spot that we potentially move next. And one thing I did like about it was it was still in Central Time.
Yes.
So
We traveled back an hour.
yeah, here in the Yucatan, is that the area that changes?
No, Quintana Roo is the only
Quintana
one
Roo.
that
Okay,
changes.
yeah, the Yucatan is the entire peninsula. Yeah, in Quintana Roo, we change from Central to Eastern Time, which not really
It's
huge
the
fan of that.
only state in Mexico that changes times
Yeah,
with the
course.
United States.
Of course. So, you know, like the Super Bowl didn't start till 6:30 at night.
God. UFC
of
doesn't
things.
start until 10
10,
p.m. like fucking
10
psychos.
p.m. So that's kind of tough. But outside of that, we got there and we're like, stayed at a really nice Airbnb.
Yeah, I would have definitely
Cool spot.
lived
Definitely
in that
would,
Airbnb.
Yeah, definitely would live in that Airbnb. And there was the Airbnb that we stayed in was on like a nice street, probably the best street out there.
Yeah, the best kind of area, like higher class a little bit.
But I don't think I would live there.
No.
It
It just wasn't different enough than here. And here we have the beach. Like the downtown is a much more walkable here and nicer.
Yep, definitely nicer. Yeah, just overall much better vibe here. So they did have some old style buildings and everything, and all that was cool. And they were working on it, but
Yeah, lots of like construction going on downtown and things like that.
it's like how far away from the beach?
Like 40 minutes, 35 minutes.
So
It's not, I mean, that's not terrible. That's definitely not a deal breaker, but
yeah,
you can't be worse and farther away from the beach.
yeah, you're kind of double negative there.
Struggle.
So this just seems like the location for us for now, and of course building community is going to be super important and continuing to do that. Our friends said they're going where on a little trip? They're going to go leave and stay where for a couple weeks?
They were going to go to Guatemala,
Guatemala, that's right.
Antigua,
Yeah, that's right.
which I've heard really good things about Antigua, except some of the blogs I read said that their internet's fairly slow.
See, that's a big thing for us. That's
We work online, lots of, video, Zoom on literally all day. So
Yeah.
we need a strong connection for us both to be on Zoom all day, essentially. in like the virtual workrooms and things like that.
And I mean, that's not the most important part because we can definitely do stuff that's not on Zoom.
Yeah.
The majority of stuff I do is over the phone, but when it comes to helping our teammates and different things like that, Zoom is definitely helpful. And then there's certain things you need Zoom for clients. So you just don't want to be in one of those situations where you're like, well, my internet is dog shit like it was multiple times for us at different locations here.
Or even like submitting an application and it having timing out, and then you're like, fuck, I don't know if it's saved, like all this dumb stuff that has happened before. Yep. So internet's fairly important.
18th. Did we do the last podcast after we celebrated our year here?
It was
2 weeks ago today. Would have been.
So it was this. His appointment was on the 7th, 6th, 5th. So I don't know if we talked about.
Yeah, we might not talk about it, but we basically celebrated our 1 year here, which is crazy.
I know
how time flies. 1 year in Mexico. It's crazy to think that like just anybody could do this.
I know. Like, people are like, "Oh my god, that's so crazy! You guys live there." Like, wow. I'm like, you could do it.
You could just move here. I mean, sure, there's a couple of hoops and stuff to jump through. It's a whole lot easier.
Well, if you want to stay more than 6 months, there's more hoops. If you just want to come out here for a couple of months, there's literally nothing you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, our friend did exactly that. So it's just wild because, you know, this is just stop number one. We definitely want to live other places, and this is a good building block for letting us know, like, hey, there's always going to be challenges to stuff, and I'm sure there'll be a few more challenges with baby now. Mm-hmm. But nothing that couldn't be handled.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah, definitely.
Again, as we make more friends and build more community, it's definitely more exciting.
Yeah.
Back to the Merida thing, though. So we went. Amanda set everything up for the passport thing, and you know we stayed at our Airbnb. Was like literally right around the corner from the place, which was the idea because we wanted to make sure had everything.
It was at 8:30 in the morning, and Keanu and I normally don't get up until like 9:30, so I wanted to make sure that we were close.
And also double and triple check documentation for things because again, being 3.5 hours away, if you would have forgot a document or something that we needed that
I would have felt like a real piece of shit.
It definitely would have sucked. So she got all of that stuff taken care of. We went there. We were in and out like 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, the dude, so we literally just walked right back in there to the cashier, gave her some of the documents.
We were the only ones waiting in that line because everybody else was doing their Mexican thing, whatever it might have been.
They were, the Mexicans applying for a visa or some shit like that. I don't know what they were doing. We were the only ones doing the CRBA appointments, which is the registering your baby abroad. And so we were the only ones over on that side of the building, not the building, but of that room, essentially. So she took our documents. She's like, okay, I'm going to give it to the interviewer. He's going to ask you some questions. And then if you are approved, then you're going to come back to this window. I'm like, okay. So we waited like 10 minutes. Keanu was pretty much just chilling. You were just walking him around in circles.
Yeah, napping in his little stroller.
Yep. And then there was some black dude from DC that was like younger than us.
Yeah, or at least maybe the same age.
Yeah, maybe early 30s or something.
Chatting with him for a minute. He had been out here for like 6 months, and really liked it and all that stuff. But he just kind of went through our stuff. We had to hold up our right hand a couple times and swear on the Bible or whatever they do.
That we told the truth
Told
on
the
our
whole
documents.
truth,
nothing but the truth.
So help me God. And yeah, we basically said, hey, do you want the passport now, or do we want to wait to get it mailed to you? And you said if we got it now, it would have only been good for a year.
Yeah, but if we get it mailed to us, then it's good for 5 years.
Yep. So waited for the 5-year one, which should end up getting to us sometime in March, and then we'll be able to take him.
I should get here next week.
Oh.
Or in 2 weeks.
Okay.
They said 3 to 5 weeks, so that would have been
hopefully
the last
right at the beginning of March.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of be able to get some flights out to Arizona and, show the baby off to people
Show the baby off.
who want to see him.
Yeah, and it's also your birthday, so depending on where you want to be for that.
Yep, gonna have to figure that out.
Because your
Birthday
mom's
coming
still
up.
out here too, so I'm sure she would like to spend the day with you.
Yep. Take a nice day off. What day is my birthday on this year?
I think it's a
It is the 13th still.
Wednesday. Based on the way you count your
it was
birthdays.
365 days from last birthday, I'd tell you that much. I don't know if that was 12 months or if it was, however you want to count it. Hey, it's on a Wednesday.
Oh, yep.
Oh, man, that means my 33rd birthday is going to be on a Thursday. Looking like a long weekend for that one. That means I won't be 33, 34. Oh, well, 34 will be
On a Friday.
Friday the 13th again. So, yeah, Wednesday birthday. That's always cool. So
Wine Wednesday. Wine Wing Wednesday.
I see
Guess
her
whose celebration is
I see her implanting thoughts into my head for my birthday. But
Keanu, don't make that face.
let's see. So easy drive out to Merida, easy drive back. So we probably wouldn't end up living there, but we went and had some good meals. We took Keanu out for his first restaurant outing.
Yes.
Went to a nice little Italian food and wine place.
Yeah. Of course,
with my
we had
mom.
wine.
Of course. Yep.
Very reasonable for an I feel like it was fairly upscale.
Extremely affordable.
Yeah.
I mean, we had like 20 different things.
And it was like $120 with tip
120
or something.
bucks, yeah,
like,
with a bottle of wine, 2 extra glasses of wine, a glass of sangria. I think we had 2 appetizers. We each had an entree, and my mom had dessert.
Yeah. Yeah, it's super
$120 bucks.
affordable.
Which, again, I don't know if that sounds like to you, but if you were to buy, I just remember us going back to Arizona this most recent time and having brunch out together and spending $50 before tip for brunch.
And we didn't
with no
even have
drinks.
alcohol.
It was just coffee
Yeah.
and breakfast. So
Yeah.
$50. I mean, come on. So that was a cool experience. I mean, he was on the boob for a lot of it because it's where he likes to chill.
Yeah.
But
His comfort zone.
yeah.
But he's doing pretty good when we go out. So
Yeah, he's been getting more chill. Definitely more chill. Oh, boob's out of his mouth now.
Okay. See how this goes.
Just chilling with the boob out. Any video around here?
I know. I'm like, it's kind of works out that we stopped recording because now he is the most quiet when he's attached to me. So, yeah.
Oh, the life of being a parent. Everything is so different. What would you say outside of you not being able to do anything is the most different?
Me not being able to do anything. I don't know. It kind of really just takes my life. Like, I definitely miss
Doing something.
doing something. Like, I started taking walks with him when we wake up early enough.
He's looking for it. Oh, that's the side of the boob, buddy. Hey, get it? Nope, you missing it. That's the other thing. You can put the nipple right on their mouth, and he's like, drip, drip, up, right, up, down, left, right, miss it, up, throwing his head all around.
He put his arm up in
getting
the
into
air.
it. He's like,
Put your hands up in the air.
come on, just.
Put your hands up.
Okay, so you don't want the boob then.
The facial emotions that he goes through when he's waking up or when he's falling asleep is the funniest thing. I'm sure if
Oh
you
my
guys
God, yeah, I
like
saw the
actually
video.
know us, we post the videos and they're just so funny.
That video of him in the car seat is on the way back from Merida, and where he just goes through those like
Yeah.
50 ranges of emotions. We're like, what is going on? He's just making faces, just likes making faces.
But I
Cutest baby
definitely
ever.
miss.
The
the freedom to go exercise. Like, I miss working out. I mean, I'm not cleared to work out yet, but just like walking around the neighborhood with him. Like, I did it 3 or 4 days last week, and I just felt so much better.
Start throwing some kicks and shit.
Yeah, like I just felt good. Like, because I literally sit on the couch with him all day with him attached to me.
Yeah,
It's really different.
You wonder how fat people do it. Like, nothing. Well, I'm just gonna say nothing against you, fat people, but it's hard to be not to be active.
It's so hard, and I feel gross, and like I'm constantly.
Your butt starts to hurt from just sitting around.
Yeah.
Too long
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff?
So my hemorrhoids, luckily, are getting better.
That's good.
But
Not sure if we mentioned those last time. I think we did.
I don't know, but yeah, definitely they were real bad. Because I remember right after I birthed him, I was like, dude, my butt hurts. Like, it hurt. Like my tail, like this, the inside, like, what is it, the sacrum tailbone or whatever, like that shit hurt. But yeah, so I was just like the freedom, because like it's literally like not saying that I was super active while working anyways, but like I could just like, oh, go brush my teeth and go take a shower and like go make food and do laundry and clean this when I wanted, like walk up and down the stairs with ease, you know. And now it's just
Literally do anything.
anything, not, you know, that. And now it's just like, it's so much work, like to go to the bathroom. Like I gotta, like if I set him in the crib to go, then most of the time he starts crying. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Like he cries when he's changing. You know,
Sometimes.
yeah, he didn't actually cry this morning when I was changing him. He cried as I was pulling his pants on when at the end, and then he was like, oh, I'm sick of this.
I just thought about this. We got to get his ears pierced here soon at some point.
You're gonna think he's a girl.
No, if we put something cool in there, like, you know, some hanging.
Yeah, but that he's gonna rip his earlobes open.
Yeah, right. He grabs his own fucking. Yeah, we'll wait till you become a little bit more in control of your own things. Because you pierce your ears and he grabs his fucking ears and pulls them out.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, buddies. And I don't know about you guys, but when we have our baby, and oh yeah.
If you hear motions on the mic, it's because his arms are flailing about.
It's like one of those flapping, flailing, inflatable
arm
hands.
man.
We know that babies' eyes are supposed to change up to like 6 months of age or something. I think it's 6 months, right? Hello, Nina. You're back. Welcome. Well, as of right now, me and him have same eyes.
Yeah, they're blue.
His eyes are like a dark, deep blue. And just such a little cutie. Boop. He's starting to fill out in his face and his cheeks a little bit. His face acne went away, which, thank God, because I felt so bad for him.
No, it actually went away really quickly as soon as I started wiping his face. Like,
but our friend's baby's face acne came on strong.
Yep.
Which, you know, stinks for them.
Now he's dealing with cradle cap.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Now we're dealing with the cradle cap. I combed his hair for like, I don't know, 20 minutes yesterday or a couple days ago and got like about 3 pounds of dead skin off the top of his head. Cradle cap is what, I mean, because his hair's been growing out. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for it to get nice and long. Because I like to mess it up so he looks crazy.
Yeah, Sean will move his hair in the opposite direction so he looks like a fucking chimpanzee. And I'm like, stop doing that.
It's
You're
so
making him
cute.
look crazy.
But now all the hair on the top of his head is going away for the most part. Which, are you upset, buddies?
He's throwing punches.
Making all these. Oh, yeah. Yeah, what causes cradle cap?
It's just the dry skin, like their hormones and just the skin. Because I had actually, like, we've never washed his hair before. So it's not anything to do with like that, but it's just really common for babies to just get it. It's just part of their skin dealing with being on the outside.
Yeah, I feel that. I get some dry skin, buddy, too. So, you know, hopefully, whoa, really attacking the nipple there. Punching the microphone. Appreciate that. You want to do it again? No? Okay. Yeah, we went shopping today. We'll go back to the beach stuff and the meetup, but we went shopping today for a hat for him because he is currently about 5.5 weeks old right now. Mm-hmm. And so small. And we're thinking about getting him a hat so we can be outside more and just protect his little face and that type of stuff. And, you know, the bad thing about being out here, really just not being in the U.S., is in the U.S. you have access to everything and anything. Like, it's the good thing and the bad thing about the U.S. is anything you want, you can get it.
Yeah, and even like thrift stores or like secondhand baby stores,
I
like
mean, literally
TJ
anything.
Maxx, like.
But out here, options are very limited. You're not going to want to lay right there. No. That you don't want to lay right there. That's where the giant cords are. Go lay by mommy. Go lay by mommy.
Hey, baby.
Good girl. You don't have a ton of options for really just things in general. So luckily my sister gave us a bunch of old clothes and everything like that. We have a bunch of stuff, but to try and find a little hat for a little baby with a little head who's 5.5 weeks old, not that easy.
Yeah, he's still not even 8 pounds, I think. He might.
I think he's probably 8 pounds now.
Yeah, he's probably grown.
But still, it's like, and I'm not talking about like little beanies because we can find a little beanie. There's different.
Yeah, we want like a hat, like
Yeah,
to
want like a little hat with a brim.
block the sun, so
But-
we can start taking them like to the beach and stuff.
Yeah. So speaking of the beach, 'cause we're at this 36-minute mark and probably be able to get maybe 15 minutes out of this. We went to a little meetup group. So
Yeah. So our friends that had the baby a couple days after us, she sent an invite. So she's part of the Salud Primal group chat, which is the birthing center that we had our, our birthing classes at and stuff like that. So they have their own group chat and they set up a meetup for a bunch of moms in Playa del Carmen to go, pregnant people and moms and things like that. So I'm really glad that she extended the invite to us because I'm like, where was this posted at? Because I don't see it. But so we went there and it was really, really cool. Like,
there was like 12 different families.
yeah. So they said it was one of the largest ones. We were right on the beach. The sun was like, starting to go down. The beach in general was just a beautiful. It was windy. Like,
It was windy. It was kind of overcast. So it was a fairly cool day.
yeah. So it was just gorgeous out. But then just like seeing all the people there. So
There was at least 10 to 12 other children
yeah,
who were between the ages
like
of
under like 3-4 years old.
Yeah, and then there was a couple that were a little bit older, maybe like in the 5 to 6 range. Two little black girls.
Yeah, well, they could have been around
One was probably
Chariot's
4 and
age.
6.
Yeah, maybe.
No, not Chariot's age. They were definitely bigger
Yeah,
than that.
I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe 4 to 7. But yeah, a bunch of, there was a few little infants, and then
Some like a year and a half, 2.
yeah, multiple between the 1 and 3 age.
Yeah.
And then a bunch of like
Pregnant.
yeah, pregnant women and dads and stuff as well. Some cool, like, we met this Italian doula that's studied all over the world.
Yeah, she's taught like 11 years in different countries like Vietnam and India
Australia.
and Australia. Yeah.
Obviously Italy. And all of these people coming from different places, like none of them were from here, from Mexico.
Yeah. There's a couple from the U.S., some from Canada, Portugal, Italy.
I don't know where the 2 girls with that people had.
I think they were Canada.
Were they Canada as well?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they were just people from all over the place.
Yeah, super cool. And it's so funny. We met a little mixed boy named Atlas.
So we're like, whew. Good
Glad
thing
we
we
didn't name him Atlas.
Didn't go with that one. It was just not meant to be, buddy. Because again, I don't think we're going to come across anybody named Keanu.
No.
It is, unless we visit Hawaii, I
Right.
don't think it's just, we talked about this when we were thinking about naming him, like outside of Keanu Reeves and the few random people that you found that may be like an athlete over here.
Yeah,
in
but it's funny because
soccer
they're from
or-
like the Netherlands or like Europe. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, if we live in Europe, maybe his name will be not so weird because people have the hardest time pronouncing his name in Mexico.
Yeah,
But
Mexicans can't pronounce Sean.
Exactly.
So, not going to hold it against him, but Keanu, not a fucking chance.
They're like Kinu.
Yeah, Keanu. We're like, right on.
Yeah.
Yep, cool.
Good enough.
All right,
Take
Keanu. You just call him Key. You got it. So, again, we brought my mom.
Yeah.
The little, let's say she's like the social butterfly.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. She
She's
lives
just-
for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, she was so excited with like afterwards. She's like, "Oh, that was just so much fun! Oh my god, it was so amazing!" And then she went around and talked to like every single person. It's like she always does, extremely friendly, and everybody would just come up. Oh my god, your mom is so nice. She's the coolest person. Oh my god, they're all so nice.
Even our friends are texting us afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, both sets of friends after they see your mom, they just text me like, "God, his mom is just such a trip." Like,
Which is so funny because when I'm around her, I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so embarrassing." Sometimes I don't get embarrassed, but I feel like it's like watching The Office, where you're like, "Oh my god, that's so awkward. It hurts." But you know, that's just her personality, and everybody seems to like
she's the
it.
best.
Yeah,
She's the best. I know, because like everyone's like, "Oh man, your mother-in-law being here." I'm like, "Oh no, it's a great thing. Trust
Yeah.
me, it's a great thing." And they're
we
like,
can't
"Oh,
go to the
okay."
grocery store without coming back with 7 bottles of alcohol that she's buying. I'm like, we do this. We've done this every week. Like, I'm not drinking any of this. How is this going? She's like, well, I'm not drinking all of it myself. And she's looking at Amanda.
She
and
pours
I'm
me a glass when she.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'll keep you from drinking the whole bottle. I will help you out.
Yeah, but every week it's like 7 new bottles. It's mostly like champagne and wine and stuff. It's not like she's getting vodka and she's an alcoholic. I'm like, it's not like she's alcoholic. She only drinks 6 bottles of champagne a week. It's like a bottle a day. Oh man! But again, she's a
hanging out at
hoot.
the pool and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, she's retired. She can do whatever the fuck she
exactly.
wants. By no means am I. And she's spending her own money to get it, so it's not like she's putting it on our bill. Like, hey, mom, you really need to slow down. You're racking up my grocery bill here by buying 8 bottles every time we go to the store. And it's funny because she gets upset because the consistency of which they have the same alcohol at our grocery store. Not really just the same alcohol, the same everything. It happened with our fucking yogurt pretzels. It's happened with multiple things where we're just like,
The
where is
granola
it?
bars. Yeah, it'll be there one day and literally, and the next day it's gone.
yeah.
Like,
And that's why when we got those breakfast granola bar things the first time, I got a box of them and I'm like, oh man, these are really good. And then we ate them because there's 5 in there and they were gone. And then we went back for like 3 weeks straight, couldn't find them. Nope, motherfucker. And then one week I went back and they had them and I bought 6 boxes of them, which I guess wasn't enough because they haven't had them again since then. But they had more boxes there that I should have bought all of them. Same thing with the coconut waters, like the flavored ones. Like sometimes they have those and I'm like, oh, here's 20 of them. I'll buy 10 of them and then you won't see them again for weeks. And you're like, God.
we couldn't find the yogurt pretzels for like a month, and
Yeah.
I bought 2 bags. I probably should have bought more bags because they were there, but I was like,
Just, and so that stuff happens with the alcohol. She's like, oh, I like this bottle of wine. And then she'll get it and then she'll drink it and it's gone. And then she'll go back. She's like, oh, I can't find it anymore. She'll spend 20 minutes in the alcohol aisle looking up and down the aisle for things. And
yeah, I'm asking people like, hey, where's this one? And then they're like, no, don't have it today.
Again, that's a very not American thing because if that was the case with the grocery store that you were going to in America, you would stop going to that grocery store because you're like, these people, what the fuck? Like,
whether you're just
get some
creating jobs
consistency.
at this point, like, let's just move shit around
Yeah.
and swap it out. Let's put it in the back today.
let's make sure it's not under the right price tag either.
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. I bought a Phillips Advent bottle because I've heard really good things about it. It was on the price tag that said 59 pesos, and I rang it up. It was 179. I was like,
Shit.
I've heard such good things about it, so I'll fucking try it out.
For a short stint in my life, I actually did that as a job. I went in and I labeled all the price tags and everything at the grocery stores, like at night, the night shifts when they're kind of closing or when nobody's there.
Yeah.
And then to the point where they open up, take all the inventory, all of that stuff. I can't tell you how easy that job would have been if none of that shit mattered. And you could just fucking put things anywhere, which is exactly what happens here. My mom will grab stuff. She's like, oh, this is only this much. I'm like, it's not.
No,
it's not.
No, check it.
Completely
Check it. Find a
ignore the
scanner.
label that it's at because it's not right.
Yeah, and she's like, well, how much, like, what do you normally spend on this? I'm like, I don't even look at price tags.
Yeah.
Honestly.
'Cause most
I'm
likely
still going to
not-
buy it.
Yeah,
like,
it's most likely not where the price tag is actually located.
yeah.
So yeah, ended up doing the whole beach thing. Keanu's first day at the beach.
Yep.
Same thing with our friends. Their baby Rye, his first day at the beach. Did his first touch in the water, which didn't go great.
Kind of got his butt.
Yeah, Amanda
Whoops.
went to like dip him in the little kind of waves just coming up on the sand, and he would just like bring his legs up, and then not a bigger wave, but like more water came up and it ended up wetting his butt. And he got upset for a second, but you know, his legs got wet. Not
Wrapped
the end
him
of
up
the world.
in a blanket, and he was chill after that.
Yep. He got to meet a bunch of other little kids, and kids kept touching his feet and stuff. Which was funny.
Yeah, there was like girls that were just covered in sand, and they would just reach into his car seat and like touch
a little
his face. He
Italian
had
girl.
sand
She was
all
like
over.
2 years old, who was covered in sand. Just reach in when we got there, just like trying to touch him. I'm like, no, you're gonna get sand all over his face.
Yeah,
And,
it was like
I mean,
all in the car seat and the stroller.
as like a an 8-month-old or a 1-year-old or something, I wouldn't be that big of a deal. But him being 5 weeks old, I'm
Yeah.
like, hey, chill.
Let's not touch him. Your hands are probably
Yeah.
really disgusting, first of all. And then there's sand, and this sand's probably really dirty too.
Yeah.
So that prompted us to give him the bath, which aggravated his cradle cap.
Oh yeah. So that's why I brushed the shit out of his head.
Oh, yeah.
Got all that off. It looks pretty good now though. Like he hasn't had any scaly looking issues or anything like that. But got a lot of compliments. People telling me how handsome he was.
Mm-hmm.
And
And how little. They're like, he's
Yep.
so little. Like,
yeah, they're impressed by my mother birthing me and the size that I am versus how small he is. But again, that's just how it goes right now, buddy.
yep.
Let him talk.
Thanks for not being 10 pound while
Yeah.
I'm pushing you out. I appreciate that.
He's like, that's for you, Mom.
Yes, thank you.
But yeah, overall, I mean, just a really cool day to be able to go there and just experience all of these other people from these different places who are coming to Mexico for this exact reason, to like have a baby and be more connected with the experience and be more important in the role outside of the U.S., where you're kind of like an afterthought almost as far as that whole birthing process and everything goes. Where here, I mean, granted, the baby is very important, but they're also very concerned about, the mother and all the rituals and different things that they do focused around that and making sure that everything's good. It just seems like even the Italian lady, who obviously had been all over the world doing the doula stuff, she had all of this stuff to tell us.
Yeah, just very like more like spiritual things. Like, oh, well, first of all, she very nicely.
Don't let people touch your fucking baby.
Yeah, well, very nicely was like, hey, people can touch his feet, which I'm told I didn't want people to touch his body.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
I'm
"You
fine
let
people touching
touch his head or anything. I'm like, no.
But she was like, kind of suggested like, do you have a blanket to wrap him up? Because it was windy first. So I was like, yeah, it's for sure.
And she's like, he was in the womb for 9 months, and now he's out, and his skin and everything is getting used to not
The
being in
elements,
there and
yeah.
being protected. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, and then she was saying like the energy from the world comes in through the head, so you want
going down
hats
to your
to
chakra, your head chakra, and
so protect your energy by wearing a hat and
don't let it escape. And if you hear anybody coughing or sneezing or stuff, tell them to get the fuck away from your baby. But she was super nice.
this is a very nice and kind of empowering woman. I think it's like a very stereotypical of what you would think of like a doula that travels around the world. Just very like earthy and like, dealing with like chakras and energy and things like that. But she was super, super nice. I followed her on Instagram.
She was the one with the little girl.
Naked baby.
Yeah, naked baby. But the one that was trying to touch Keanu with her sandy body and everything like that. But it's funny because we'd see all of these different, like you had an Asian and white couple, you had a black and white couple, you had the Italian people, you had black and black couples, you had, all sorts of just different people. You had the girl that was pregnant that was from Detroit, the Indian girl, or wherever she was from, Pakistan or something like that. Didn't see who her guy was because I don't think he was there. Yeah. But just had like a wide range of different people. It was very just a cool overall experience. And, hopefully we can start getting together more of those things. And
yeah, especially because we don't live in Centro. It's not like we can just walk outside and like be in everything. So
yeah,
I'm really glad that we are finding our circle, and I think we have a pretty good group.
Dominican and white. Or is she Puerto Rican?
Puerto Rican.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
My mistake. I'm sorry. You guys, I'm not sure if you like each other.
But yeah, so it's just really, really, it makes me feel better about being here, I guess, because our only original friends are leaving. So it's like,
Yeah.
you guys are all ahead, and then we found them, and then like they're introducing us to more people, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, being part of these Facebook groups and doing stuff like that, and actually going out and doing stuff, like finding the time to do that stuff is going to be extremely important. And everybody talks about how fast everything goes, the time and all that stuff. So, we were just talking that Amanda girl who was Canadian. She's like, I don't even think I can remember when my kid was
5 weeks,
old, and her daughter was only like a year and a half.
Yep.
So, time gonna fly by, but
Enjoy the moments.
yeah, it's been a fun, challenging, and very interesting first 5.5 weeks, and he's just getting cuter and cuter
So cute.
as he goes. I'm gonna say, let's be honest, guys, probably one of the cuter babies I've ever seen.
Yep.
And like my mom says, we don't do ugly in this family, which is concerning because, people are always like, I can't wait to see how cute your guys' baby is. You
You're
guys
like,
are
God,
such
I hope,
attractive people,
I know,
blah,
I
blah,
hope
blah,
he's
blah.
a cute baby.
And
Knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, he came up to a plate grand slam. So I'm only expecting your looks to
Develop more and more. Yeah.
It's not like he has big ears or a big nose or anything that he needs to grow into that looks, except the length of his appendages.
We call him a monkey because his arms are so long.
Them long arms.
And long feet.
Mm-hmm.
He's already starting to outgrow his footy pajamas.
Yeah, they're like short in other places and stuff and kind of baggy around the body, but feet are just like
tight.
Gonna have to cut off the toes and make them sandal open toe sandal type deals.
That's so funny.
But yeah, blessed. Have a super healthy baby and things seem to be going pretty well. Oh, you forgot to mention Amanda got her parental leave stuff.
Oh shit!
Taken care of
from Washington State. It took 3.5 weeks for them to approve it. So, but I submitted it.
They came through big.
Yeah, they came through.
Yeah, if you guys don't live in Washington, you should move there.
You should move there for 5 quarters before you have a baby.
Yeah, because we're getting 12 weeks of.
Yep, 6 weeks for recovery, 6 weeks for bonding, and
I guess you got to make it's because you made good money before, but
yeah,
they're paying us good money.
Yeah.
They're giving us back good money.
Yeah, they're giving us back good money. I told Nicole, and she's like, "That's almost more than I make on 2 weeks." She's like,
"Damn."
Yeah. I was like, "Oh, well, I made a lot last year, so I guess that makes sense." But
good timing.
Good, yeah. It all just came out because I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out this year because especially I basically stopped working October, November, December.
Yeah.
As far as producing, I was doing other types of activities, like,
for sure.
recruiting and things like that, but we don't make money off of that. So,
super helpful.
Yeah.
Super helpful.
Helped relieve some stress for sure. And, we got backdated, so we got a chunk of it. It took a couple weeks for them to process it. And that's what a lot of people are talking about in the Facebook or like the January babies Facebook groups is a lot of people are like, hey, what are you doing for, because a lot of people still don't get leave at all. So they had to save up PTO. I know,
which is wild. Again, if you're in a state that does that,
I don't know how.
Fucking move, man. That's like Oregon was like that, right?
Yeah, Oregon and Arizona. Arizona might offer a couple weeks. But Washington is 12 weeks, which is one of the highest.
It is the highest. I don't think there's anybody that's above 12 weeks. There might be other.
Virginia or Vermont or one of those might also. In Hawaii, I think. But I don't know.
I mean, it's not, it's not European countries where they're like,
A year. You get it. Canada,
Yeah.
I think you get like 6 months or a year.
and your spouse can get time off
Yeah.
and get paid as well. But it's the best in the U.S. So,
Washington. I'm like, let's keep all of our shit based out of Washington
yeah.
for tax purposes and for paid medical leave.
Yeah, it's a big deal, guys.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's good for the day.
No more football.
Yeah,
So,
that sucks.
wah, wah. Here we are.
Good job, Chiefs. It was a good game. Good,
Yeah,
exciting
all the
Super
way
Bowl.
down to the wire.
I think that's it. We're just gonna keep trying to be parents and
Keep trying to find a routine. Get
Yeah.
a little bit more productive during the days.
Yep.
We're moving in a good direction, though.
He's got about 3 weeks until he can start taking care of himself, and then we can get back to our stuff.
Yep.
But, anyways, y'all, it's been real. It's been fun as always. I love you.
Love you too.
Happy 5.5 weeks, Keanu.
And happy President's Day or whatever's coming up tomorrow.
Not my presidents. I live in Mexico.
No.
Especially not this year.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace.